Welcome back, everyone. I am Zadian. This is Factorio. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. Anyways, what it is basically a game where you build a factory and you're a survivor and all this other stuff. So when you start a new game, what it is, I guess the best way to describe it is kind of like RimWorld, in that fact that you're a survivor. You crash land on a planet, and your whole goal is to survive and create technology in order to get you back into space. So, yeah, I mean, it's hard to explain. It's kind of just a creative factory game. It's really cool, and I'm going to show it to you. So let's go ahead and generate a new terrain. I have put a couple hours into this, learning the game, because it's a little bit to learn. So here we go on our planet. We are apparently in a desert biome. That's what it looks like anyways. Got some stone, got some copper, and more importantly, we have iron up here. That's a pretty decent sized starting iron. And there is some oil. We'll get to that eventually. There's not a lot of stone, but stone at the very beginning is okay. If you're gonna be lacking one material, you really want it to be stone, for sure. So let's go ahead and get started out and try and explain this menu for a little bit. You got your logistics tab, which is basically like crates, conveyor belts, inserters, pipes, wires, all that good stuff. You've got your production, which is, I'm going to go ahead and make that right now. Make an iron pickaxe, which automatically goes into your inventory, by the way, and equipped. So this is like for steam engines, mining drills, furnaces, science. Then you've got this. This is more the technical side of stuff where, you know, you make iron plate by smelting iron ore, computer chips, gears, wood planks, iron sticks, so on and so forth. Then you got your weapons over here. That's your combat tab. So to start out, you really don't start with a lot. Clear some trees around here. Get some wood real quick, because you're going to need some wood. A little bit of wood. Not a lot of wood, but a little bit always goes a long way. Starting out, this is what I like to do. You're going to need some stone for a furnace, which we're going to go get here in just a second. Because you start with one furnace, which you can put down. But the reason you need the second furnace is because you're going to build two miners. And it takes 5 stone, I think, to make a furnace. But we're going to, along with that, we're going to go ahead and get a little bit more so we can make more than one furnace. Because we're going to need it. So, there we go. We got 10 stone. We can now make 2 furnaces, which we're going to go ahead and make. Now we need some iron ore to make iron plates and make iron gears. So, we're going to do here now is we're going to run up here, grab a little iron. This is the iron ore. Let me zoom in so you can kind of see it. And the cool thing about when you're mining stuff by yourself is that it tells you that's not how many I've done in a row. So like say it said 4, now to say 5. It tells you how much you have in your inventory whenever you're mining, which is really nice. We're going to get about, call it 10 iron. Go ahead and set one of our furnaces down. Right there. You see it's got a little fuel icon on it. It's because it doesn't have any fuel in it. So throw that in there. And for fuel, you can use wood. Or you can use coal. Start out right now. I'm just going to throw some wood in there. We are going to get some coal here in just a little bit. And speaking of coal, where was the coal on the map? There was, I think, coal, wasn't there? There's that. Where's damn coal? I've lost it. Let's see. Oh, it was up there, wasn't it? Thought I had more. You can hit M to look at your map, by the way. And you can scroll in and out with the mouse wheel. So coal's going to be a little hard to come by. That's okay, too. Again, I'd rather be short coal. We're just going to have to move it a lot. So you throw down one of these things. This is a burner miner. So it will mine this coal. We're going to put one wood in there to get it started. So it's going to start mining the coal, but it's not going to be able to put it anywhere at first. It's just going to put one down right here, and we'll handle that in just a second because we have plans. We have things and plans and stuff. So what you do is, and this is just a nice little trick to start out. I found it very helpful. Build just two burner miners, and put them side by side. So you can see right here, there's an arrow pointing out, right? That is the output of this machine. It's right there. So whatever this little thing mines, it's going to output it right there, which you can see that's the coal that's highlighted right there. So what you do is you take this thing, right? And its output, you face towards the other miner. Directly next to each other, like this. So now, what it's going to do, this one's going to mine ore, mine the coal, and put it into this machine, which then this thing mines coal, puts it into this machine. And it mines the coal faster than it can burn it. So you're going to build up and build up and build up. And it can hold 50 stacks. Quick, cheap way. Literally just a quick, cheap way to get some coal. Right? Just to start out. And start out is a lot harder than the rest of the game. Well, I mean, it's starting out is really slow, I guess you could say. Not harder. But see, then you can just come in here and take the coal, and it's still going to keep producing it. That's why that's awesome. So if you are playing this game and you haven't done that, you haven't figured that out, there you go. You're welcome. It is a neat little trick. Alright, so the next thing we need to set up is another burner miner to mine some iron. Let's get about 10 iron again. Actually, that may be enough. Go ahead and start smelting it while I'm mining the rest of it. So, 2 more, 1 more, and okay, that equals 10. Throw you in here. Let's see if we have enough already. We do! So what we're going to do is, with this one, and when you create something, it automatically goes into your... So I should probably explain the HUD a little bit. This is your action bar. Basically, this is where you can pull your stuff off of. And it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, so on and so forth. This is your equipment bar. So you can have up to 3 guns equipped, which there's only 3 guns. You have a pistol, a submachine gun, and a shotgun. And then you got an armor slot for armor. And then you've got a tool slot for like iron axes and whatnot. So... to put this thing down right there, you just got to pick it up, and then your E is your inventory, and this is where it holds like all your parts and raw materials and everything. And to pick something up, you just right click on it and it picks it up, and it gives you all the materials that were inside of it. So we're going to put these two right down next to each other, and it's going to operate under the same principle as the burner miner up there with the coal. This one's going to mine the ore, which is then going to input it into the furnace. And then from the furnace, we're going to build a little box and put the box right there. And oh, that's right, we got to have a burner arm put it in there, don't we? Because this doesn't really have an output. But this can hold up to 100. So... you know, not that bad. You don't have to worry about it too much. And then we're gonna do the same thing basically down there with the copper, and that'll be our 3 basic materials. Actually, we need a 4th one for the stone, but and that'll be our 4 basic materials to get us started. Like I said, stone not so important right now. 1 little burner thing on this little patch right here. You'll be fine for a long time. You really need stone for furnaces. Later on, you need it for walls and building train tracks and so on. But right now, it's not too important. So we got that. Let's run over here Let's actually grab some stone. We're going to get this stone thing going. Need 5 stone for a furnace. Then we'll turn it into a burner miner. Here we go. And also, as a little note, so you can see here on the menu that I can make 1 stone furnace or 1 burner miner. You can make both of those, right? Well, if I make the stone furnace, the burner miner is still going to be there. But if you look on the burner miner, you see that iron gear wheels is yellow, and so is the stone furnace. When I click on the burner miner, it's going to build all the things that I need to build it. So it built the 3 iron gears, and then built the stone furnace, then built the burner miner. It kind of happened a little quick. You'll get a better view of it later on. We're going to put a little box right here for its output. And then let's go ahead and just put some wood in there. We can get some more wood if we need it. And then let's see. This thing should have a little bit more iron plates in it. It does. It's got 24. So that's good. We're going to run over here, grab some coal real quick, because we need to fill these machines up with some fuel. And as you can see, these stopped working because they have 50 coal in them. They can hold a maximum of 50 coal. So I just got 2 full stacks of that. Didn't even have to worry about it. Didn't have to stack it, nothing. Just automatically just goes back and forth between each other. It's awesome. It's great. Great thing. So I'm going to put 25 in here for this bad boy. Go ahead and put the rest of the 25 in there. And then might as well go ahead and grab the steel while we're here. Or the iron, sorry. You've already ran out of fuel. So we're going to give you 25. How much stone you got so far? Okay, that's enough for a couple furnaces. Let's go ahead and craft one of these. We're going to need one of these. And we're going to do the same setup as we did with the iron on this one. Throw that bad boy down. Throw this in front of it. And then we can build a box to move stuff over if we need to. Go ahead and split this up. Put that in there. You can always go get more coal. And bam. That's automated. So basically the premise of this game is to automate as much as possible. Sorry, I just hit my microphone. Hold on 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. My dog wanted back in the house. So, like I was saying, the name of this game is Total Automation. You can make stuff in your hand or in your pocket, as some people call it, or you can get machines to do it. And that's the goal. The goal in this is to basically build factories for everything and have the machines do all the hard work while you just sit back, relax, and reap the benefits of it. So you can see I'm collecting a little bit of wood here. This is kind of a barren place for wood. The test world that I did before I started this playthrough, my God, it was in the middle of like a very dense forest, and cutting down all that stuff was such a huge pain in the ass. All right, how we doing on steel? I'm sorry, iron. I'm gonna call it steel. Really don't need that chest, do we? Let's get some more coal, because we are getting ready to start automation. Almost got a full stack. I'm gonna wait for him to stop working. Didn't take long. Okay. So, this is our coal line. I would prefer to have our furnaces up here. Oh, that rock ain't going nowhere. It's got so much health. Okay. I may just have to make some ammo. You can shoot stuff like rocks and trees by hitting C, and with your mouse over it, it'll take it out. Yeah, fuck. Make 5 more ammo. I got the resources for it. There we go. Okay. So, like I was saying, we need to make some power now. We want to move away from burning coal to mine and move into more of electricity instead of just coal. Because having to refill these things with coal all the time, super pain in the ass to do. And what we need to do that is we need steam engines. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to build 2 steam engines, right? Then we need to get some stone. Just going to make some more furnaces. Get a stack of 50. We need to make, I like to make 5 boilers, right? When I'm laying this stuff out, I will explain everything to you guys, I promise. It's gonna seem a little weird at first, but trust me. Just trust me and hang in there. Okay. So we've got basically, I'm going to make 5 pipe just in case. We've got basically what we need. Oh, no, we don't. We need a pump. Pump, pump, pump. Pump, pump, pump. Need electrical circuits, which we need copper. Run down here and get some copper. There we go. Copper in the early game is not as important either, because not a lot of stuff you're going to use. You're not going to use a lot of it. The most stuff you're going to use is steel. Or iron. I apologize. It does eventually turn into steel, but spoilers. Wow, that is dark. Okay. I'm going to pause the video real quick, because that is way too dark, and I know you guys can't see. So, hold on one second. Okay, guys, sorry about that. I am back. Had to download a mod real quick to so you're able to see, and that is much better. Anyways, what I was talking about was need a pump. Pump, pump, pump. Okay, pump. Okay, so the way this works is throw the pump down. All right, this pump's gonna pump in water. So one thing you need to note is that, there we go, we've got some pipe, right? Notice how you can't walk through the pipe. This is important. So if you were to put pipe and then put these burners down and then put these steam engines down, you know, you wouldn't be able to cross over onto this side unless you walked all the way around. This is my suggestion for you. This is what I like to do. So you have your pump come in, right? Put one pipe down, or you don't have to do that. You make these things called underground pipes, all right? So you just put one down like that, and it makes them in 2s, and then you just move this thing over. Bam. Problem solved. Underground piping. Works great. Highly recommend it. So we're going to put 5 boilers right here. And then we're going to start out with just 2 steam engines, okay? I don't think I'll need more than 2 to start out. Oh, let's go ahead and empty these out too so they can mine some more before I change them over. There you go. Keep it going, buddies. Keep it going. Now, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. We're going to do something different. We haven't used inserters yet, so I'm going to show you guys what those are. We're going to need 5 of them. So while those are making, we can go down here and get a little bit more material, because I am definitely going to need it. Grab some of this iron. Good, 61. Perfect. Let's grab some copper. You are apparently out of fuel. How much copper do I got? 14. Oh. Alright, go ahead and throw that in there. Just to keep you going. How much fuel do you have? You got 5. Fuck it. Go ahead and throw that in there too. Alright. So we've got some more materials. Run back up here to our coal. I'm going to show you guys what we're going to do. So we're also going to need some conveyor belts. And alongside of that, we're going to need both of these electric mining drills. And I'm going to go ahead and make 10 power poles too. So all that stuff's making in our pocket right now. And this is where, you know, you'll start to understand a little bit that it's a little bit nice to have automation. So instead of having to make all this stuff in your pocket, which is this is really small comparatively, what I'm doing right here. So, but when you're on to bigger projects, you're gonna want a little bit more automation, and that will come in. That'll be a lot clearer here shortly. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take these little inserters, and basically, I know it's kind of hard to see with the mouse there, but or maybe not too bad. It's got a line on one side and an arrow on the other. The line signifies that it's going to pick up an item from that side. So where the line is, that's where it's going to pick up. The arrow is where it's going to place. These are just basically little arms. So as you can see right now, they're not doing anything because they don't have any power. Take our conveyor belt. And I'm probably going to run it this way. So we go down here to our burner miners, who have been doing such a wonderful job. Let's take them out. We don't need them anymore. They're old. They're archaic. They cause a lot of pollution, which I hadn't even really touched on. But yeah, I'll get to that. So as you can see, these are the electric miners. Okay, they, unlike the, let me give you a side-by-side comparison. So you've got this thing, it just mines in that little 4 square area, right? Where this one mines in a much, much larger area. That green outline is where the electric miner is going to mine from. So what I like to do is place them, even though there's going to be an overlap, I like to place them like this so that you can just take your conveyor belts, which you rotate with the R key. And you just run them up like this. I'm going to... Nope. There we go. Nope. Oh, there we go. Let's go above the coal. Let's go all the way up. Fuck it. Ran out. Shit. Need more iron. Need more iron in your diet. That was terrible. I apologize for that. I don't even know what the hell that was. Conveyor belts, you're going to use a metric fuck ton of them. Absolute metric fuck ton. But totally worth it. Because you can see here, this is... It all makes sense in a second, okay? If it hasn't already made sense to you, it will in 10 seconds. So... As with the burners, the burner miners and the furnaces, right? This is requiring a fuel source. So you can either A, run over here, throw a fuel source in it, like that. Come over to this one, like that. Put the coal in there, and it'll heat up and it'll stay for a while. It will, but eventually it's gonna run out. It's gonna run out of fuel, and then what? Then what do you do? Well, I'll tell you what you do. You would have to keep coming back here and put it in there. Putting in fuel. Run down, grab some coal, come back, put fuel in. Run down, get some coal, come back, put some fuel in. Blah, 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 blah. What we're doing with these inserters and this conveyor belt and these electric miners is we're going to automate the entire process. So once I put these power poles down and power everything, it's completely automated. The system is automated. I don't have to worry about this ever again. until I start running out of power and need to expand it. So what I like to do is that takes care of that. And then that takes care of that. There you go. I don't like that first one. Hold on. OCD. Sorry. So now we've got this working because we put our power poles down and all this stuff is powered. So you might have already figured out by now what we need to do now is run the power lines all the way down to our electric miners. But as you can see, to start out, you do not have a lot of range. So let's just, I'll show you a clean example with things that are not so packed in together and not in a way. So you can see this is I think it's a 5x5 square, roughly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's 5x5 square, right? So the lines, if you go too far, won't connect. You can put a 2 space in between them and they will connect, right? So anything in that 5x5 square is going to be powered, and you can extend these every so many blocks by putting a 2 block space in between them, or 1 block if you want to. You can put them right on top of it if you want. But, you know, if you're like running wire from all the way up here, all the way down over to where the iron is mining over there, which we're going to do, you wouldn't want them right on top of each other. You'd want them at the max space to give you the best, you know, placement. So with that being said, I'm going to try and space these out a little bit. And then put this right there. That powers that. So now we've got our electric miners going and mining coal, which is coming up this conveyor belt, going around here to these inserters. And these inserters, when the coal that I put in there runs out, which it won't take very long, it'll start, well, I'll show you. I'm going to take all the coal out. See that inserter putting coal in there? It's going to fill it up to about 5, I think. Yeah. And then rest. And then when it needs more, it'll put more in there and rest. Blah, 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 blah. So, in the meantime, this coal right here is going to start backing up. That's a good thing. That means you've got more material than you require, which is good. You always want more raw material or more steel plate or more anything than you need. You don't want to be this running so tight that you sometimes run out. You know, you're teetering right on the edge. You don't want that. You want an overage, which is good. Also, I'll explain this too real quick. You can see how this is putting coal on both sides. If I were to just have this miner on this side, it would only put coal on one side, leaving the other side open for something else to be put on. We're going to touch on that a little bit later, but for right now, just know that you can put stuff on 2 sides of the belt. The belt does have 2 sides. And guys, I think that's going to do it for our first episode of Factorio. I know I've kind of rambled on a little bit, but yeah, this is it. This is the game. So, and it gets more complicated and really cool. And there's actually, you haven't seen them yet, but if I pull up my map and hit the Alt sign, see that red area right here? That's the pollution that I'm creating, right? The box right here is all that I can see so far. Everything else outside of it is kind of fog of war. The only exception is this alien base right here. And, yeah, not good. They feed off of pollution. You'll see these boxes right here. They'll turn red for a split second and go away. It's because those are aliens feeding on the pollution. And when they get strong enough, they will attack. So I have to defend myself. So there's going to be, you know, automation for that as well. Anyways, guys, I rambled on longer than I wanted to on that. I apologize. Thanks for watching. As always, appreciate a like, a favorite, subscription, thumbs up, thumbs down, all that good stuff. Please feel free to leave comments in the comment section below. I do like talking to my audience. It brings me great joy. That sounded super sarcastic. I am not being sarcastic about that. I am sorry. God, that's terrible. No, 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 no. I love you guys. All of you are awesome. I'm still picking up new subscribers here and there, and it's amazing. I love doing this, and I'm glad I could bring you this. Also, just a note, when I ended it earlier, I did install a lighting mod that when it gets dark, it doesn't get too dark, so you can actually see it. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time for more Factorio.